What's good, family, and welcome back to the world of Prince. And today's video is going to be focused on the current state of Melty Blood type Lumina. Now, you can start by looking at this several ways, but I am going to start by looking into the current Steam charts. As you can see, after launch, it did drop a considerable amount of concurrent players, but I do think that's kind of mostly typical of most fighting games, or games in general. It does, after that, hold a little under 100 concurrent players with a rise of 100 players after the update of the two, DLC characters and stages and bug fixes. So it did, make a little slight jump of 1,000 concurrent players after that. I will say, from my perspective, this game seems to have mixed reviews from what I've been seeing on Reddit and from various YouTubers and gaming channels. I personally feel that the freedom you get in Melty Blood is unmatched, and the variety and personality that each character gives is all distinct and it's all different. So I really do enjoy that about the game. The netcode is good, but it can be improved on. It's okay, but I know a lot of people have been experiencing that one-sided rollback. With the new patch, it did fix where if you skip the opening, it starts to lag a bit, or the rollback starts getting funny after that. So they have fixed it, but I do still think it can be improved upon. I do. The rank system also leaves a little bit to be desired, and I think this can be a little more exciting. It's a lot more exciting. I would mostly like with the rank system is a big improvement I think they can make is if you can get separate ranks for each character that you play. I like to play different characters, and it feels so unearned and so weird that you just have to start off with the last rank that you had for the last character. And it just feels unearned and weird that you just have to start off and let's say a B, but because it's a new character, you lose a lot and now you're at a D, and it takes longer for you to process. Or another scenario is if you like to play this new chick, or you usually play red Archway, but now you're playing regular Archway, and they're pretty similar. So you get to A rank, in less matches, and now you're at this A rank and you're higher rank just because these characters are similar. So I think it's kind of weird that they don't separate the ranks to me. I think it'll just be it'll make me feel more excited to play different characters if each one of them had their own separate rank that you can rank up. I don't want to go too deep into it, but you get what I'm saying. I just think it'd be better if they had separate ranks for each character. Next, and kind of most importantly, I think they definitely need to take a deep look into the balance and the system mechanics of this game, because I don't think that it's in the best place, honestly. I personally just don't think the shields are needed to be a part of the game, honestly. I don't think that it's such a loved mechanic that the game needs. I just don't think so. Or if they don't remove it, then they just have to make it have a meter or something. Have it have to have a cost, and you just can't just straight out just do it. Make it cost something, or make it have a start and stop animation, maybe something like that. I'm not a developer, but I think there are many ways that you can tweak that to where it satisfies the majority of the base players, because I'm one of them and I don't love shields. I actually hate them. I say just take it out altogether. And after looking at some of the older Melty Blood games, I don't think that it's a needed mechanic that has to happen. I'm looking at the older Melty Blood games, and it seems like without shields, it just opens up so much character individuality. You can do so many more things that you can't just press X and shield to immediately. Once the shield mechanic is removed or at least tweaked, I can guarantee it will bring back a lot of players to the game and attract some new players too. Lastly, I think they can tweak the moon skills a little. I don't think it needs to be tweaked heavily, but I think they can do some adjustments to it. It just feel like you have them a lot. I feel like you can do moon drive a lot and stop the time or whatever it's called. I think it's called moon drive. You can just do moon drive, and you can just do that burst mechanic. I think a little bit too much, honestly. I think it can be tweaked a little. I personally think it just takes away from the individuality of each character, because everybody can have that shield with the moon skill. I think it is strong. I think it is a little bit too universal. I feel like everyone has it, and it kind of makes it, a little less exciting when someone does do the shield, or it makes it everybody is the same in that sense as far as moon skill, that everybody has shields on it. I don't know. I just think it can be tweaked a little bit. Other than all of that, I think Melty Blood is in a really good place. Other than those things that I mentioned, I think it is still in a good place. It has a really good foundation to really be a good fighter, for a lot of years to come. I also think that developers have been really good lately in listening to the community, so it is a good chance that we will see some of these changes. Not necessarily the changes that I'm speaking about specifically, but shared discrepancies that the community has with the game. It's a good chance that we can see some of it in the future. I do have faith in that. With with all that being said, I have been having a really good time with playing the new character Ayoko. I think she is really fun and she is really my type of character and my type of playstyle. I think if they continue to add more like fan favorites and like, you know, just different character designs, I think again that will pull more people in and have more concurrent players online. Now we really just looked at the Steam concurrent players, but I couldn't really find any like really hard evidence of what the PS4, PS5 player base is. But I'm sure this adds to the whole community, which makes it a good solid probably around 2,000 concurrent players playing, you know, per day. Probably a little less than that, but I mean, I'm just guessing because I don't have any way to pull the PS4 players. So what do you guys think? Is Melty Blood type Lumina already dead to you, or do you think it is in a good state and with updates it will improve and bring more people? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, this has been Prince, and I'm out.